Are you planning a trip to the US for tourism, visiting family members, or medical treatments? Then you'll need a B2 visa. This visa allows you to explore, reunite with loved ones, or receive medical care in the US. But before you start packing, you have to convince the consular officer that your trip is temporary and that you'll return home afterwards. A little nervous? Don't be. I've got you covered. I'm Max from the Visa Library, and today I will walk you through the most common B2 visa interview questions and how to answer them. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let's get started. Let's start with general B2 visa interview questions. These questions help the officer understand why you want to visit the US and whether your trip is genuinely for tourism or visiting family or friends. Let's go. Why do you want to travel to the US? Explain your main reason for visiting. Be specific, whether it's for tourism, visiting family members, medical treatment, or another temporary purpose. Don't say answers like just visiting or for a vacation. Not good enough. How long do you plan to stay in the US? Give a clear and reasonable duration based on your itinerary. Show that your stay is temporary and that you will leave on time. Do you have a specific travel itinerary? Provide details of your trip, including places you want to visit, accommodation, and return flight plans. A well-organized itinerary adds credibility. Have you booked your flights or hotels? If you have, mention your reservations. If not, explain your plans and when you intend to book. Don't say you will decide after getting the visa. Will you be traveling alone or is someone accompanying you? Answer honestly. If you're traveling with family or friends, mention their names, relationship to you, and if they are also applying for visas. Have you visited the US before? If yes, mention the dates, purpose, and if you followed all visa conditions. If not, simply say this is your first trip. Which other countries have you traveled to? List any countries you have visited, especially those with strong visa policies. International travel history can actually strengthen your case. All right, let's move on to questions about personal ties and return plans. With these questions, the officer wants to confirm that you have strong reasons to return home after your visit. Let's take a look. What do you do for a living? Mention your job, employer, business, or any professional commitments. If retired, explain your financial situation and activities in your home country. Do you have family in your home country? Talk about your spouse, children, parents, or other dependents. It shows that you have strong ties and reasons to return. Do you own property or other assets in your home country? If you do own property, land, a house, or investments, mention them. These show financial stability and ties to your home country. What will you do after returning from the US? Explain your post-trip plans, such as returning to work, resuming studies, or continuing business or operations. All right, finish with that. Moving on to financial and sponsorship questions. With these questions, the officer must ensure you can afford your trip and won't need financial support from the US. Shall we? How will you fund your trip? Explain if you are paying for the trip yourself or if someone else is sponsoring you. Mention your exact source of income or savings in detail. What is your monthly or annual income? Simply tell them your income and salary. Tell them the real and realistic income and don't try to over-exaggerate. If you have additional sources of income, for example, business, rentals, pension, mention them as well. Who is sponsoring your trip? If you have someone else who's covering your expenses, you need to provide their details, their relationship to you, and why they are sponsoring you. Have supporting documents ready. How much do you expect your trip to cost? Give an estimated budget including flights, accommodation, food, and other expenses. Your answer should match your financial capability. Alright, let's move on to questions about family and relatives in the US. With these questions, the officer wants to know if you have close ties to the US. Let's go. Do you have relatives in the US? Answer honestly. If you do have relatives, mention their name, their relationship to you, their legal status, and where they live. If no, just say no. Are you visiting family or friends in the US? If yes, explain who you are visiting, why you are visiting them, their relationship to you, and how long you will stay with them. Will you be staying with family or do you have other accommodation? Mention whether you'll stay with relatives in a hotel or at an Airbnb. If staying with family, have their address ready. But if staying at a hotel, have reservation proof. If visiting family, what is their immigration status? Be honest. If they are US citizens, green card holders, or on a visa, mention it. Please do not give misleading information. Alright, time to talk about questions about previous visa and immigration history. With these questions, the officer will check if you have followed the US visa rules in the past. Let's see how to answer them. Have you ever been refused a US visa? First of all, answer honestly. If you have, explain the reason and what has changed since your last application. Have you ever overstayed a visa in any country? Again, answer honestly. They have your records. Explain the reason and how you resolved it. If no, just say you've never overstayed. Have you ever been deported from the US or any other country? Once again, answer honestly. If you have been deported, provide details and supporting documents if available. Okay, we have another category, but it doesn't ever apply to everybody. Medical treatment questions. If you're traveling for medical reasons, you should expect these additional questions. Let's see. Why are you seeking medical treatments in the US? Explain your medical condition in detail and why treatment in the US is necessary. Mention any recommendations from doctors in your home country. Which hospital or doctor will you visit? You need to provide details of the hospital or doctor you have contacted. Having official medical records or appointment confirmation helps a lot. How will you pay for the treatment? Explain clearly how you will cover medical expenses. You need to say if you have personal funds, insurance, or a sponsorship. Have the proof of your funds ready. Do you have medical insurance covering treatment in the US? If yes, mention the name of the insurance company and your policy details. If no, explain how you will handle medical expenses. Finally, miscellaneous questions. These questions may come up based on your case, so you better be ready for them. Let's see. Do you plan to work in the US while on a B2 visa? Say no, just no. The B2 visa does not allow employment. Make it absolutely clear that you have no intention of working. Do you plan to study in the US? Again, just say no unless you're applying for a different visa. The B2 visa does not allow full-time study. Will you apply for a green card while in the US? The B2 visa is temporary, so your answer should be, wait for it, no. Mention that you respect the visa rules and will return home after your trip. And that was it. Hope this video was useful. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel. If you need guidance, use our free visa consultation service or contact our social media accounts. All links are in the description. Thank you all for watching.